Hello, Bible in 5 years. My name is Armando. We are reading the Bible in chronological order, more than 400 stories. Yes, and it's probably going to take us more than 3 years. That's right. So, it's going to take us a while. After that, if if we end up maybe with 500 stories, we find out. Okay, I actually don't know, but we're going to read the Bible for 5 years, no matter what. Whether we change the format later on or not, but we're always going to read it in a short format, short and sweet, because we read verses here. We don't read chapters. And this project podcast is aimed for people who have not read the Bible. They don't know what the Bible says. They're not familiar with the Bible or familiarized with the Bible, whichever the term is. And as for the one, not for the 99. But if you're from the 99, you're welcome to stick around and support us. I will let you know at the end of the reading how you can help us. No money wise. I don't need money. No. I'll let you know how. Okay, let me change the music so we can do the reading of today. Today is the day 248 already. Almost 250. Well, 248. Redemption of the poor and enslave. Leviticus chapter 25 from verse 35 on. If any of your Israelite relatives fall into poverty and cannot support themselves, support them as you would a resident foreigner and allow them to live with you. Do not demand an advance or charge interest on the money you lend them. Instead, show your fear of God by letting them live with you as your relatives. Remember, do not charge your relatives interest on anything you lend them, whether money or food. I, the Lord, am your God, who brought you out of Egypt to give you the land of Canaan and to be your God. If any of your Israelite relatives go bankrupt and sell themselves to you, do not treat them as slaves. Treat them instead as hired servants or as resident foreigners who live with you, and they will serve you only until the year of Jubilee. At that time, they and their children will no longer be obligated to you, and they will return to their clan and ancestral property. The people of Israel are my servants, whom I brought out of the land of Egypt, so they must never be sold as slaves. Show your fear of God by treating them well. Never exercise your power over them in a ruthless way. However, you may purchase male or female slaves from among the foreigners who live among you. You may also purchase the children of such resident foreigners, including those who have been born in your land. You may treat them as your property, passing them on to your children as a permanent inheritance. You may treat your slaves like these, but the people of Israel, your relatives, must never be treated this way. If a resident foreigner becomes rich, and if some of your Israelite relatives go bankrupt and sell themselves to such a foreigner, they still retain the right of redemption. They may be bought back by a close relative, an uncle, a nephew, or anyone else who is closely related. They may also redeem themselves if they can get the money. The price of their freedom will be based on the number of years left until the next year of Jubilee, whatever it would cost to hire a servant for that number of years. If many years still remain, they will repay most of what they received when they sold themselves. If only a few years remain until the year of Jubilee, then they will repay a relative small amount for their redemption. The foreigner must treat them as servants hired on a yearly basis. You must not allow a resident foreigner to treat any of your Israelite relatives ruthlessly. Ruthlessly. If any Israelite have not been redeemed by the time the year of Jubilee arrives, then they and their children must be set free at that time. For the people of Israel are my servants, whom I brought out of the land of Egypt. I, the Lord, am your God. That is right. All right. This is the end of the reading. Interesting about slaves. And the rules to own slaves. So, yeah. Anyways, welcome to the Bible in 5 years. We are reading the Bible in chronological order. Easy, more than 300 stories, maybe 400 or more stories. It's going to take us more than 3 years, I'm sure. But we're always going to do our daily readings in a short and sweet manner, because we read verses here. We don't read chapters. We read 2 or 3 verses. No, that's not the way. I don't know why I say that. 2 or 3 verses. Yeah, we read 2 or 3 verses. It's going to take us 10,000 years. I'm kidding now. No, we read from 3 verses up to 30, sometimes 33, 34, according to the reading. Sometimes we got to accommodate. And if the reading is too long, like 90 verses, we might split it into 3 sections, 30, 30, and 30. So the idea is so we remember what we read. And also that the videos are no longer than 10 minutes. Videos and audios, because we also have audios. Because we have them in Spotify, which obviously podcasts. Nowadays, podcasts, most of them are videos. But in the early days, they were just audios. That's right. If you're not familiar with the story, that's how they used to be. Like a radio program. Anyways, in the 60s, 1960. Anyways, so, yes. So 10 minutes or less. And Spotify and in Facebook, we have videos, and they remove them every 30 days. That's their new policy. And we also have them in YouTube, only videos. But if you want to listen to early days, like day 1, 2, or 3, or 10, or 50, or 60, or whatever, go to YouTube or Spotify. That's right. That's where we have them. And whether it be audio or video. And this project podcast is aimed for people who have not read the Bible. They don't know what the Bible says. They're not familiarized with the Bible. Maybe they don't even care about the Bible. And it's okay. We're not going to judge you here. I want to bring you the stories of the Bible as much as possible, as better as I can, with my heavy accent and with my mistakes that I make, because I'm a human. I'm not a robot or an AI. Okay? So that's right. So that's how we're doing it. And if it helps you in any way, good. And but you know, if you're a Christian, you're from the 99, and you happen to stumble on this show, you can support us. How? Check the links below, the description and the links, or above, depends which platform you go. And go to those places like Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube, and subscribe and like and click on the reminder. That way, more people will be able, if you do that, the algorithm, whatever, it works that way. More people will be able, the show gets exposed more out there, and more people will get a chance to listen or watch the show. And also share it with your friends, with your neighbors, with your relatives, with your enemies, for crying out loud, with anybody. That's right. And tell us and let us know where you're watching or listening from. We have people listening and watching from England, from Guatemala, from Spain, from Argentina, from Poland, from Mexico, from Greece, from Russia, from Australia, and from the great country of Texas, and so many other states in the U.S. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye.